live on Instagram, and now we're live on Facebook. It's all way better. Like,
Amazing. Let's do this thing.
yay. We're energy vampires. We feed off of the ether of people. So this is just as good. And today we're going to talk about two really burning topics. One of them is all the ridiculous speculation that went into how the real estate economies would weather the COVID storm. There were some guesses by various institutions, such as, we had CMHC throw on their 2 cents and PwC and, the reserves and things like that. And there was wild speculation up to the fact that 20% of the values could go down as a result of lockdown. So given that price increases have been 14.5% year over year in June for the GTA, and given that the actual sales volume has increased by 92% in Montreal, 53% in the GTA, 60% in Guelph, Halifax, all over the place, I would say they were dead wrong. What about you, buddy?
Listen, I did an interview from Bloomberg. I think it was first week of April. And they're saying, like Simeon, I know you guys do a lot of investment real estate, and give us your take on what's going to happen here. I said, by all means, in all accounts, this is a health crisis. Absolutely nothing has changed to resolve a housing crisis that is defining the GTA for the last decade. We have an undersupply of 50% for the demand that is today the biggest and longest sellers market in the history in our country. So
yeah, what, 4 years now, 4 or 5 years of a seller's
so my
market?
comments were exact, and you can find this online. It's on Bloomberg. I said the day that COVID restrictions are lifted, the market will go bananas, quote unquote. I couldn't have put it any simpler and any more emphasis on what would happen. And for me, I said the only thing that would prevent that from happening is if COVID was not under control for an extended period of time. So I said, knowing, because already you had seen at that point that Iran, Italy were already on their curve down. So it was a 2 to 3 month thing, just like it proved to be here, a 2 to 3 month thing. So if this is a disease and the experts know what they're talking about, if this is a 2 to 4 month, let's call it crisis in health, it's going to resolve itself. If this were to go on for 6 or 8 months, then I understand there would be different implications.
Furthermore, real estate has been and always will be a long-term investment. We're not talking about the stock market, which also bounced. But we are talking about, an asset class which moves slowly. Even the commercial sectors, right? People had massive speculation about what's going to happen when all these business owners can't pay their leases and have to, there wasn't all these stimulus packages for the commercial real estate and mortgage debt. However, again, that moves slower. It's not getting shorted. No one's folding up long term. It's just like kind of resetting. And the fact of the matter is that it comes down to the fundamentals, right? Like, how strong economically were you before this? How good is the product on offer, right? Is it a POS condo development somewhere that was never good? Is it the luxury market, which obviously is the most vulnerable in any case? And then, of course, domestic and international demand, right? Like, again, there's a segment of people that were like hoping and praying for the prices to go down because they're out of the market. It's beyond their reach, right? It's at $902,000 average in the GTA, which is, it's not nothing. It's really hard for people to enter the market right now. So it was almost like a hopeful thing where, okay, yeah, we're going to be able to enter the market if it corrects a little bit, but like 100% not, because you have a combination of domestic demand and enough people domestically that can afford it, and then international demand, which obviously cannot be overlooked in the Canadian market.
So from a residential real estate perspective, the facts are the facts. Real estate values not once during the pandemic went down. Why?
No, they
So
didn't. I
the
think
reason
it
why
went down by like 2.5% for a second.
sales volume was frozen by force. You were told as a Canadian you need to go home. You'll go on life support by CERB and stay home. So when the news reported sales plummeted 80%, yeah, because we were just fucking told to go home. So you can't go out, buy and sell because you're not allowed to. So they
And
sensationalize everything. They cast this big doubt and create this panic in people's hearts when the facts are the facts. So now he came back up. Sales are up 80%. Shut up. Shut
like,
up. The
and
the
like
market
again,
is exactly balanced the way it was from before.
everything went in tandem. Supply and
Yes.
demand went in tandem.
Yes.
Prices went in tandem with that, right? And then
Yes.
the bounce back happened in tandem, like relative to how much it dipped to begin with.
And also people need to understand that if somebody's anybody, and I have many friends because I come, like my root is in hospitality. My parents were restaurateurs. So I know a lot of people in the industry and they got fucking hurt. The restaurant industry, the hospitality industry got hurt. You want to talk about hurt? That's who got hurt. Waitresses,
Oh yeah.
hostesses,
Oh yeah.
restaurants, owners, managers, people got beat up. Okay. So that's real. But let me tell you, if you're not in that industry, something that was directly fed by everyday spending, like retail
Well,
and
and
restaurants,
tourism, right? Like anything related to
yes.
tourism.
But if you're anyone else in all these thousands of businesses, and 3 months of no employment knocked you off and destroyed your life, you were gonna get there anyways. So
Anyway.
you were never, because like I was on LinkedIn the other day and I posted the market came back. It was that Globe and Mail article that came out, and somebody said, and she's a planner up in Collingwood, and she goes, oh, I wonder who the demographic of the buyer is. It's the same demographic of the buyer 3 months ago.
Project
Nothing changed.
managers and like I don't know, like anyone.
So the person
Yeah.
who couldn't afford to get into the market 3 months ago still would not be able to afford now.
Yeah.
That's the truth, and that's what we need to get out. And as brokers, both mortgage brokers and real estate brokers, the message to our client has to be cohesive. It has to be one of not panic and fear mongering, but one of calm, one that defines our industry, that real estate is by far the best investment one can make over time. It creates wealth. If you're smart and you have a capable mortgage broker, they're going to refi you out tax-free a million times over. And
Yeah, like
that has to be the message.
yeah, like I might understand, obviously real estate agents because of the volume of sales. Fair. If your sales took a hit by 40 or 50% in the last 3 months, fair. Because volume took a hit. However, as a mortgage broker or agent, I don't know, man. Anyone that had an interest rate that started with a 3 could have been refinanced, assuming, their docs were in check. And anyone that was looking to buy a house really needed you. I did a bunch of institutional loans just because the banks were being unnecessarily difficult to the actual like people that would walk in the branch, but then with the broker channel, they were cool. So like I didn't take a hit. I know a lot of brokers did really well if they were focused. Obviously, the whole work from home thing, the mental health thing, like that takes a toll on people. And I'm not
Of
trying to
course.
shame anyone that did have a hard time because, I had my moments where I had a hard time too.
Same.
Uh, um,
Same.
for real, that was not easy. But like, hey man, we're coming out swinging. It's quarter 3. Let's do this.
Yes.
Let's do this. We got our
Yeah.
suited
So why don't we go
plan.
there? Laura,
Yeah,
what do you got to
let's
say to every single one in our audience, all our friends, our colleagues, this is family to us. So what should the mindset to a broker be like? We're 2 weeks into Q3. Where's your mindset?
My mindset is into treating each and every inquiry and client and day as a new opportunity and to just sort of treat everyone equally and to educate, right? So that's always where I come from, a place of. And we had a conversation yesterday about mindset and how you can't get bummed out when you're not batting 1,000. right? So like you've been there where you've driven a buyer around for hours and weekends and evenings and, you know, taken a significant part of your life, all to find out that actually their mom or their dad is a real estate agent and they were just using you or whatever, right? People lie. People change their mind. People find a better offer. People decide not to for whatever reasons they have. And as professionals, we need to just suck it up because we get paid really well when they do close. And this
Right.
is the chance that we take.
So as
And
a
there's certain
salesperson,
things you
you
can do
do
to
have
vet
to
them
accept,
before
but you have to accept that it's a numbers game on the best day. It is a
that. Mm-hmm.
numbers game on the best day. But is there
You
things
do much
that a
better
broker
to
can do
focus on the
different? And I say the answer is yes. I lead 35 brokers into battle day in, day out. And if I
yeah.
had a dime for every broker that told me they got sold out by their client, we'd probably have another $1,000,000 somewhere. So it happens. It's exactly what you said. People lie. People are disloyal. People this, people that. Your job as a professional is to do your absolute best to prevent that. You can't prevent
Mm-hmm.
it all, but you can prevent it. And the way you do that is, I'm going to give my suggestion on how I did it for myself. And I'll tell you, the first 3 years of my career, I blew a lot of time on some huge time wasters because I didn't know the difference. I had to learn
Ah,
the
yeah.
lesson the
I mean,
hard
and
way.
that's earning your stripes, guys. Like anyone that's like 2, 3 years in the game, you're gonna waste so much damn time.
And that's the way it is. And even though right now I'm going to share something that is 100% effective, it's still not going to be able to be implemented by all of you. But if I save you 1 hour of your Sunday that you can see your kids at the end of the night, more so than being on a drive back from Barrie that you just wasted your time on, I'm going to share this with you right now. Laura Martin, you're my client.
Okay.
We just met on the phone or at Starbucks or whatever the case may be. Hi, Laura Martin. How are you? My name is Simeon.
Hey, Simeon, I'm looking for a property somewhere in Riverdale.
Wonderful. How long have you lived in Toronto?
I've been in Toronto my whole life.
That's amazing. So have I. And,
Excellent.
and,
So, are
and I'm
you
really excited to
familiar
help
with?
you. And I'm really excited to help
Uh-huh.
you get started. Um, what I will tell you, Laura, is I do things a little bit differently than other agents. Every agent has their own little process. Myself personally, I'm very relationship based, and I value relationships with people. Part of my education in real estate, part of my licensing in real estate, dictates that there can be two different kinds of relationships. One is that of a customer, and the one is that of a client. So I'm going to explain now to my client Laura the difference between a customer and a client. I'm also going to tell Laura that because of the fiduciary duties that I owe her, if I choose to make her my client, I am protecting her interests, and everything I say can be used to protect her. So she can say, Simos, you made me buy this and you lied to me. You dick, you lied to me. I'm going to sue you. She can only do that if she's my client. If she's my customer, I owe her nothing. So I'm not going to tell Laura the intricacies of a customer versus a client. But what I will tell Laura is that I make a choice on my everyday basis to work only with clients because I am a man of integrity. I don't fear repercussions of my actions because I'm a diligent broker that takes care of his clients. So Laura Martin, I would love to work with you on your new acquisition downtown. I would love nothing more than for you to be my 119th client of the year. It would be my honor. I am humbled, and I look forward to earning your trust and serving your mandate with respect and integrity.
Feel
I
pretty
can
good about.
choose to have her sign a BRA, right?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta shit or get off the pot with that. Like, you cannot be shy about that
No.
representation agreement. And unfortunately, this does not exist for mortgage brokers. You
Yeah.
cannot legally take a retainer. You cannot say you can't go to another bank or
And
broker.
you guys get
It's
rate chopped all day.
oh, fucking hell, man. And like, you could go bananas just like with the amount of times that you got full on, like, I won't even deal with A clients half the time anymore because I'm such a dragon.
So how do you,
When,
so give us a
like,
script. How
yeah,
do you
so
speak
what's
to your
the best
client?
rate? Okay, first of all, they'll say, some of them will call and say, hey, I'm totally screwed, bail me out, my credit's trash. Okay, fine, right? That's one thing. Hey, you got equity? Yay, nay, equity, yes, we're good. No equity, no. Call me when you got some or some money. So now let's talk about the rate shoppers. They will call and they will usually lead with what's your best rate. And as with any negotiation, the first person to put their bet down loses. So I will say, well, currently the best posted rate on the market is 2.25. However, that depends on you, and there's a lot of restrictions with that. So it depends if you want to pay it down quickly, or if you want to break it, or if you want an open term, and so on and so forth. Have you gone to your bank yet? And I will insist that they march into their bank that they have a relationship with, and that they show me that offer before I even do anything.
Good for you.
And then if I'm able to beat it, I will like kind of say, I'm going to need your blood and your firstborn promise to me that you will not reshop me. But you know what? They probably will again. And when that happens and you can't touch that rate, it is your fiduciary duty to say, you got a hell of a deal there.
So,
and you
let
can
me
make
add
your
this.
argument or whatever else you can offer, but your advice is priceless. Just ask for a referral. Say, couldn't help you this time. So be it. Pleasure to work with you. You owe me a barbecue. It's all good.
But Laura, is it not true that you mean those words though? So isn't the difference of a professional that like a pro doesn't get angry when it's not favorable?
I'm going to hang up the phone and cuss a bunch, but that's just our coping mechanism, right? I think like within the broker industry, we swear like sailors for sure.
But isn't it true that if the customer did get your rate beat, you're going to say, fucker, I lost the business, but he did get a great deal.
You got a great deal. That's awesome. I did my job. I got you the best deal because you leveraged me and my broker skills for you to get a good deal. So I still go to bed at night happy.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Even the business that I lose, if the client at the end of the day, and this is something that I mean from the bottom of my heart, sure, I'll get pissed if I lose a deal. But I'm truly happy for the client if they got what they wanted. Because guess what? The energy that it would take for me to get angry for real, like real life angry, is going to steal my next deal. And I know that. Yeah. And this is broker playbook mindset.
Yeah.
You just need to move on.
Move on. Let it go. Like water.
Like water. Splash.
Splash. Okay, I'm happy with this. How about you?
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. This is good.
Good then. So Broker's Playbook has now moved to this, where you're going to get tidbits, and it doesn't have to be live, and you don't have to spend your Wednesday at 8, and neither do we. So
yeah, and I'll give a little heads up. I was speaking to Rachel Hammer. Big shout out to Rachel from Ottawa. She was new, I believe, either 1 year or 2 years in chairman's from the Royal LePage organization, top 1 percentile. Now she just called me to check in a few days ago. We had met in Portugal. We had a great time, great masterminds. And I'm going to have her come on and share the story of how she went from single agent and how she made it to the top 1 percentile of Canada's biggest brokerage, and how she built a team and why she built a team. So I think we're going to get a really good perspective, because my circumstances with my team are so different and they're not so common. There was just a lot of things that happened that kind of all led to where we got. She has a much more organic and natural path that a lot more people can actually identify with. So we're definitely going to bring her on. And you were saying that you have a very special guest coming from Centum. Who was that, Laura?
Oh, actually, I was going to get Dustin Woodhouse, the president of Mortgage Architects, to come on Thursday. We're going to do a little interview, talk about the market, talk about his daily habits. And in addition to that, I was hoping to get Mr. Chris Turcott in there. So I was going to get some heavy hitters that, again, are coming from a different level than the agents. But I think it's good that we kind of have all levels of people, right? People from the top, people managing, people with really deep insights that are kind of got a bird eye view on things too.
Amazing. And to every single broker out there, and legit, I could care less if whatchamacallit, you're a broker for mortgages or real estate or insurance, and I don't care if you're part of the audience where you are a client. Broker's Playbook was designed for all of us to get insight to daily routines. And if you sell something, you're going to get tidbits on how to become a better salesman. If you're part of the audience and you want to see something covered, the whole point of this exercise is to elevate our industry's best, meaning the highest and best performers need to take something from each other. So if you feel you have something to share as a broker, something that you're doing successfully, why can't you share that with me so I can do it too? Share it with Laura so she can do it too. Let's make each other better. Just remember, the whole essence of this exercise is to elevate each other, is to work and empower each other, empower our clients to be better clients, brokers to be better brokers, and everybody's going to have bigger smiles on their face. Laura?
All of that. All of that and more.
Love you all.
So,
have a very good night.
Thank you, Facebook Live, and thank you, fans, and thank you, brokers, for being so great to work with, because we got to work with each other.
Love it. See you soon.
Bye. Okay.